Hello friends, many beginner farmers are losing their chicks in the first 1 week just because of poor brooding and also poor management, how to set up the brooder. So if you're the one and you want to improve on your chicks while you're brooding to avoid mortality, you are in the right channel. Just follow these steps which I'm going to be sharing in this video, and after following them, you implement them, you're going to be having, if it is too much, a 2% of loss while brooding. Normally when you go beyond 2% while brooding, then that is a total mess. You have not understood the art. So welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Henry, a passionate poultry farmer here at Uganda Growers. So if you've been looking for practical tips on poultry farming, you're in the right channel. Just stay with me. So I'm going to be sharing with you these mistakes and you avoid them. How to brood all the chicks. Right now our birds have come out of the brooding stage and they are here. They are just enjoying. These are our 400 birds, and so far we've just had a 2% loss. That means 2 of them have died. So point number 1 is prepare the brooder earlier before the chicks arrive. Some of you people, you panic and you start preparing the brooder room when the chicks have just arrived. So how are you going to clean? How are you going to disinfect? How are you going to do all those things when the chicks have already arrived? So my solution to that is always prepare yourself 2 to 3 days earlier when the chicks have not yet arrived. Okay, so you clean very well, disinfect every corner, and make sure that the chicks are coming and they will find the place when it is already in good stage or in good shape. Don't just allow the birds to come when you are not well prepared. So prepare yourself and the chicks find when there is no gambling at the farm. Okay, put the dry litter in the structure so that the birds can have a comfortable stay in the structure. Don't just put fake things. You can use wood shavings or coffee husks if you can, what you can easily access. So if you're using wood shavings, I advise you get a sieve and you sieve the dust to come out to prevent a lot of sicknesses. Okay, so the layer, you have to put a thick layer, at least 3 to 4 inches of the wood shavings or the coffee husk, so that when you turn and mix the things, they will really absorb the droppings of the birds. So that is number 1. Always prepare the brooder house earlier, 2 to 3 days earlier before the birds arrive. Mistake number 2 that you have to avoid while you're brooding your chicks. Okay, provide enough heat. Okay, so chicks, when they come, their body is always having a very poor body temperature. Okay, so you have to make sure that they have the room temperature, which helps them to adapt to the environment. Okay, chicks can't control their body temperature, so they need that source of heat. Okay, you can use charcoal stoves, you can use brooder's gas, or anything that can provide heat. Okay, and if you're using charcoal stove, make sure that you don't allow smoke to come out of the charcoal. Some brooder rooms, when you reach, you find people use charcoal, which release a lot of smoke. That is dangerous. The birds will get respiratory infections like cough at the early stage. So the temperature which you need to put always is between 32 to 35 degrees on day 1 to day 2. Okay, those days you have to put the heat up to around 35 degrees. Okay, so make sure that you also observe how your birds are behaving. Okay, because when you see the birds are overcrowding together, that indicates that it is very cold, the heat is small. So if you see them are far away from the source of heat, then that means that your chicks are actually telling you that we are over being heated up. Okay, the heat is too much in the house. So make sure that you control the heat. If you can buy the thermometer, please buy the thermometer, and the birds may enjoy the stay in the brooder. Then the other one is give them water first on arrival. Okay, the first 2 hours allow the chicks to just drink water for like 2 hours. Okay, because they have to flush a lot of things in their intestines. Okay, there is a lot of infections which come from the hatchery. They can block their vet, like their anal part, if you just give them the food immediately. So make sure that you also control by giving them the water for like 2 hours before you introduce the feeds. Okay, always when you introduce the feeds earlier, you are going to find that the birds die. Why do they die? The food will find when the intestines, okay, they are always still weak to carry the body. They have a lot of blockages. Okay, so make sure that you have water, and that water should have some supplements, let's say glucose or sugar, because they need to have energy. So you put some glucose or some multivitamins so that the chicks may get a lot of energy, so that after 2 hours they can now be introduced to feeds. The other one is give starter feeds, give broiler starter feeds. When you are brooding these chicks, okay, one thing I've learned is if you give them poor feeds in the brooder, they will not perform and they will actually die. Okay, so make sure that you give them the right food. Okay, we have starter feeds from different companies. For us here, we use Harris company. It is good. It has always given us results. So make sure that you also identify a company and stop changing. There are people who love changing. Okay, today you're giving Harris, tomorrow you're giving another company, the other day you're giving another company. Let the birds be used to a particular company and they feed up to the specified period. Okay, so that they will not get stressed. Okay, and always make sure that the feeds and water are available 24/7. Stop squeezing. Okay, when the birds are young, they need to eat every day, every time. So stop squeezing. Give them their feeds in the right time. Okay, then the other one is prevention of sickness. Okay, always the brooder house should have a disinfectant point, like a foot bath point, where you, when you come, you have to leave your gumboots when they are infected. Okay, so a foot bath is a place where you put some chemicals which can kill infections from out. Remember, to keep your chicks healthy, you have to follow a very good biosecurity. Okay, if you don't follow a good biosecurity, you are going to lose the chicks. So make sure that you follow a very good biosecurity. Okay, so put a food bath at the entrance, and then limit visitors. Okay, limit visitors from accessing your farm. If you just allow people to visit your farm, that's where infections are going to come. So make sure that you limit the visitors and keep your house clean. Okay, vaccinate your birds from different infections. Normally the sickness that disturbs broilers are like two things, that is Newcastle IB and then Gumboro IB. So those are the things that you have to vaccinate your birds against. When you don't vaccinate and Gumboro attacks, trust me, even if you apply any antibiotic, you're not going to actually have any result. So make sure that you're not out of you're not caught unaware. So make sure that you have things implemented. When you put your birds to stay without vaccination, you are simply making it to be like a child who grows and you don't take for immunization. It is risky. Anything can happen. Okay, and they are going to even, and the cost will come back to you. So another thing that you have to avoid while brooding your day-old chicks is provide enough space. Don't allow birds to overcrowd. When the birds crowd, they are going to be suspects to stress, and when they are stressed, they are going to cut weight, they are going to have poor feeding. So make sure that for about 100 chicks, you need around 1 square meter, okay, during their first 1 week. Okay, 100 chicks, you need around 1 square meter their first 1 week. Don't go beyond. If you don't know, hire an expert to help you assess your room, and then they will tell you how many chicks you can put. Okay, so increase space as they keep on growing. Okay, increase space as you keep on increasing. For example, in our structure here, it can carry a capacity of 500 birds. So what we do right now, we have 400 inside there, and we have demarcated a half of this house, and we believe that when they grow, we shall now expand and they occupy the whole house. So as the birds grow, you have to study their body gain, and then you give them space so that they continue to gain. Okay, if you don't, then the birds are going to be stressed. Okay, yeah. So if brooding is done well, you will see healthy birds, active birds, and the birds will be moving on very, very well. Yeah. So if you put in action these 7 points which I've given you, you will brood your birds to 100% successfully. Okay, you're going to brood them 100% successfully. Remember why I say like that is because some companies, they can give you some bonus when they are giving you the chicks. So you work so hard to see that it is only the bonuses that die. Okay, so make sure that you follow these things, implement them, and they will help your farm. Yeah, so if this video has been so helpful to you, please comment, like, and share it to other people. Okay, so that you may not miss out to any other thing. So subscribe to our channel so that you may not miss out to any of our other uploads. Stay tuned, press the notification bell so that whenever we put, you are notified. So thank you so much for loving Uganda growers. Catch you very soon in another video. Lots of love. I remain Henry here at the farm.